Welcome back, family, to Northside LDN, and today we've got our guy Dej and we've got Fuad. And listen, Santa Claus, yeah, by Natal, like we say in Big Portugal, by Natal has come with the present. He's come with the energy. He's come bearing gifts. Tottenham 2, Brentford 2. So Dej, listen, I listened to all the crap you had to say about your predictions. Tottenham's going to win the Premier League. Tottenham's going to win the Champions League. Listen. New year, same Tottenham every year. Feliz Navidad. Hey. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish Deji a Merry Christmas.
Guys.
What are you telling me, bro? What are you telling me? Because your predictions are
bro.
In the bin,
bro. I have to say that first of all, this show is like a day or two kind of too late. You get me? Because Fadaj, you get me? Man's learning Portuguese. So first and foremost, let me just tell you this: you need to tranquilo, yeah, tranquilo, because I've got some news for you. I gave you a prediction at the beginning of the season. I don't do this halfway through the season trying to chop and change. So the question is, what you want to know is, having seen the 2-2 draw with Brentford, first and foremost, it was a disaster. It was rough. You know, Eric Dyer is not the guy. You know, I don't know. Son is just looking off pace. Basuma as well was looking a bit leggy. It just didn't feel right. And Forster in goal, man, just looked like a Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall and stayed on the wall. That's what I saw with Forster. But bro, you asked me a question. Look, first and foremost, let me just concede this, and I know we're going to get into Arsenal real quick. I'm doing something called reverse juju right now. So I'm seeing Arsenal winning the Premier League. I'm seeing that you, man, are doing what Leicester did a few years back. You're just picking up points, and well done to you guys. I don't know how you lot are doing it.
I don't like the deflecting right now. We're talking about Tottenham. Explain to me what's going on with
the narrative. I'm trying to explain my story.
Let the guy get to the point, man.
Let me tell you what it is. I'm at a stage now that it doesn't matter how Tottenham get the job done, as long as they get the job done. So you're asking me, what does he mean by this? Bro, what I can tell you right now is that Tottenham will be playing Champions League football next season, and I'm not sure they're going to finish fourth. Read into that, forward and north side, what you will. Let me repeat. I think Tottenham will be playing Champions League football next season without finishing fourth in the Prem. There's your answer, bro.
You're going to win in Europe, yeah?
Bruv, we've got no choice now. I don't give a damn if Tottenham finish 15th and win the Champions League. As long as we're playing Champions League football and we have a trophy, basically Tottenham winning the Champions League is doing two things. It's killing two birds with one stone. It guarantees us Champions League football, and it gets the monkey off our back, which is, have you won a trophy? Have you won a trophy? It does that. So right now, I'm willing, and I'm telling you live and direct, I'm willing to concede fourth position in the Prem, provided we win the Champions League. And I think
that's right. At this moment in time, you're not winning no Carabao. Listen, this roasting is gonna marinate, yeah? We're gonna marinate like it's some nice frangua.
I'm not sure how it can marinate, bro.
You ain't going nowhere. I told you when you made your prediction, I told you your back. When I'm looking at this team, the back isn't looking good, bro. The back is looking like a iron board black. You know what I mean? Then white goes flat back. You know what I'm saying? No juicy round thing, a flat back. When I told you that you guys are now starting the bench boys that you lot had on the bench, and that your defense, the reason you got a back five is because he doesn't trust this defense. Because this back line is atrocious. Langley isn't the answer. Dyer was never the answer. You should have got rid of him years ago.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And sometimes Tottenham fans like yourself want to come on and start talking sometimes about, oh, Dyer had a good game, whatever. Everybody is going to have a good game. But at the end of the day, for where you lot want to be, Dyer isn't the answer. Tanganga, another one that isn't the answer. Doherty, another one that isn't the answer. Players like Bentancur, Kulusevski, Harry Kane, and Son have been the ones that have been getting you lot looking half decent. The team ain't looking that great. Son didn't turn up in the World Cup, bro. And he's still yet to turn up.
He's tired. He's tired.
Oh, he's tired.
It's
Oh, he's
leggy.
tired.
He's looking leggy. But bro, I hear what you're saying. But let me tell you this. Man.
You're gonna go deep
Unless,
into the Champions League. And win the
unless,
Champions
bro,
League.
unless I don't know how you're gonna cook me on this show or anyone in the chat, unless you're telling me that you, in the last since Christmas, you've become Mystic Meg. And let me tell you why I'm saying.
I told you
you've
things that
become
you're
Mystic
bringing up
Meg.
now. I told you that the defense is going to
Bro,
be your Achilles heel.
I hear
And
what
it is your Achilles heel.
I hear
The
what you're
first two
saying.
goals that you
But can you
conceded-
also accept that the Champions League is an inferior competition to the Premier League?
I wouldn't say that, no. Because if that was the case, how come our teams ain't won it?
What do you mean?
Well, we ain't won the Champions League, so how can you say
Yeah,
that?
but English teams have been battling up the Champions League last few years, bro. We're the ones running things in this thing.
Not really. In recent years, only Chelsea.
Chelsea's won it. Liverpool's won it in recent times. Come on, bro.
I don't think it's as easy as
How
you're
many
making
finals?
it seem. And
I
now all of a
think-
sudden the narrative is changing
I
now.
think the Champions League is an inferior competition to the Prem. How about that?
Okay, how many years have you been in the Champions League?
Bruv, I'm just telling you right now, I'm expecting Tottenham to win the Champions League this season.
Not with Dyer, Tanganga, and Langley at the back.
You're right. We need to get some Tanganga, Eric Dyer. Them man showed us really what it is. They showed us that at this level, they're not about this level. Tanganga, Eric Dyer, they should be playing for Colchester FC. You know, like League Two. League Two football, them, Macclesfield Town,
That's all you
Mansfield.
got. And those are the players that should be
they
playing
are
for
them
Macclesfield.
I'm
Do
not
you
gonna
think
lie,
they'll win
but
the Champions League?
if we get some players in, it would be fine. Also,
Yeah.
you got to also accept, bro, that part of this is Conte's fault. Why isn't he starting Jed Spence? I've been saying this for time. Jed Spence needs to be on the pitch. It would have kind of cushioned the blow. But, bro, what I'm saying to you is this, innit? Tottenham is in the last 16 of the Champions League. There's only 4 matches to go into the final, bro. Until Tottenham is knocked out of the Champions League, nobody can draw me out on any stream, on any WhatsApp group about my team and my Champions League prediction. Because a lot of people was not expecting Tottenham to get out of the group stage. And guess what? We won the group and we did. Our next game now is AC Milan. They, with Giroud up top, get me? So deadbeat ex-Arsenal striker, Tomori, and all them other deadbeat players playing in Italy. For me, bro, that's already. We might as well start looking ahead to see who Tottenham's playing in the last 8.
Wait. You can't dish Giroud when you're telling me your defenders should
Bro,
be playing.
Giroud's garbage, bro.
No. The two can't coincide. This is why I'm pressing you, because normally you're level-headed. But when you made that outlandish prediction, I was like, this filo da puta is going to die on this faca. And a fucking Portuguese means a knife. You're going to die on this knife, bro. Because at the end of the day, you can't tell me now, I told you your defense ain't good enough. I told you that's the best you got. You're telling me your centre-backs, apart from Ramiro, we've been saying that Ramiro is the only one. And if Ramiro's not available, if he's injured, if he's suspended, this back line is atrocious. The 2 goals you leaked against Brentford, let that sink in. Brentford, you're going to be coming up against better opposition in the Champions
But they
League.
beat Man City, bro.
No, that's a fact.
They beat Man City, bro.
And even a washed-up Giroud is going to cause problems because even Brentford, with the players that they got, caused you a problem, bro. Let
me tell you. Fraser Forster
teams in the Champions League.
Fraser
Forster,
Forster.
You've got championship level defenders, and then say, "Oh yeah, but it's an easier competition."
But you know already that once Hugo Lloris comes back into the squad and Romero, it makes a big difference. You know that. You said it yourself.
But it's not enough. It's not enough.
Them two men played an epic encounter in the Champions League final. No disrespect, bro, but I don't remember, and I know this is not really at you, but this is at the people like Craig, Arsenal, Manic, why not Spursy? I don't remember an Arsenal player contributing to the World Cup final in 2022. So that means that these...
Oh, yo, Deji.
No, forward.
Deji, you know
Let me tag
already.
forward in. Wait, hold on. Let me tag forward in. Where is he? This way.
Yo, Deji, come on, bro. You know the 3 players who shine for England was Saka.
No. We're not talking about the group stages, bro, because you might as well start naming the players from Saudi Arabia. What I'm asking you, bro, is were there any Arsenal representation in the final of the World Cup?
Yep. All right, but can I ask you a question? They do it for their country, but not for your team. So it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
I just want to know, bro, whether your team, your club team,
Bro, West
whether
Ham,
any
West Ham,
players from your club
West Ham in 19...
contributed to
Yeah,
the
but
final.
the argument's dead because in West
What
Ham
do
in
you mean?
1966 had a World Cup winning team, but they never done nothing in the league.
I hear what you're saying.
Who
but
Come
cares?
on, bro, that argument's
Who
dead.
cares?
That's...
Bro,
Times have
Deji, you
moved
got
on.
bigger fish to fry. Deji, you're bringing on Davies and Sanchez, bro,
Come
as
on,
your
bro.
rotation for your defense, bro.
That's a dead
You
argument.
are
Come on,
not
Dej.
stressed. And the thing is, you are level-headed up until that prediction. That prediction there don't go anywhere. That prediction there don't go anywhere. I've been telling you, defensively, your team is a joke. And the only one that I rate is your goalkeeper. And I think your goalkeeper is good. I don't think he's the most amazing.
No, but he does a good job.
Though. I think he's good, but I don't think he's amazing. And Ramiro is a player that's still growing into the defender that he's not yet the finished article like Saliba, but he's a very good defender. Everyone else defensively are shocking, bro. Shocking. Yeah. Basuma ain't even looking at the Basuma that you bought from Brighton. Bro, you man are stressed. You're talking about Song, yeah? Have you got enough rotation? I don't know. Richarlison, obviously, from the World Cup, I don't know what's going on with that one there. But at the end of the day, how is Son already tired when he's one of the people that you rely on the most and you think you're going to win the Champions League? Even with a fully fit squad, it ain't good enough. And when you're coming out with Jed Spence and saying, oh, but he ain't playing Jed Spence, bro, it's not on Jed Spence if he plays or not. The fact is, your ownership has not rotated or got out a lot of players that are rotation players and got them out of the team. You've allowed rotation players that weren't good enough back then in their so-called prime to now become starters in your team, and they ain't good enough because they never were good enough. You haven't bought enough. In the last couple of years, you've allowed a lot of players to stick around for the last 5-6 years. The rotation hasn't been big enough, which is why now you're bringing on Davies and Sanchez. Bruv, allow me, Sanchez, bro. You might as well not bring him on. That guy, you might as well not even, bruv, just leave him on the bench, bro.
Bro, look, I totally agree. But what you have to also accept is that dead food defense, which I agree is dead food, also played and won their group in the Champions League.
Okay, cool, but you got Harry Kane, who's a world-class bottom.
No, but maybe, you know, Sad, I think you're missing the point now, son. I think Deji plays on his PS5 all the time, and Tottenham wins the Champions League on it. So the guy just decides to come on screen and says, you know what, we're going to win the Champions League. There's no, you know, but if they do it, good luck to him. But AC Milan, I agree, they're not a crap, they're not a bad team, but I think Tottenham might actually turn them over. I think they got the tools to beat them.
Bro, there's bigger fish in the Champions League, bro. If Tottenham run into like a Real Madrid or thing like that,
it's going to be a weird one, the Champions League, bro, because it's going to be a weird one. It's going to be the same as the league, bro. No one's expecting us to win. Who's expecting us to win the league?
This club is built of bottlers, bro. Look at them in the World Cup. Look at their best players that they looked up.
Bro,
I'm sorry, yeah. I'm sorry. Son did not turn up. Harry Kane did not turn up, bro. When these teams needed them to push on, they didn't turn up. And you think they're going to turn up for Tottenham? Please, Feliz Navidad. You lot just hold on to fight back. You man only turn up for 45 minutes. And you think that you're going to be able to perform in the Champions League. Turning up for just 45 minutes.
I'm telling you,
found out once again.
I'm telling you now that I've conceded the Prem to you guys. However, nobody can tell me, I don't give a damn who you think you are, that Tottenham can't win the Champions League. Are you?
Have you got the squad?
No way, bruv. Let me even give you a prediction. We would gladly take Man City on in the quarterfinals, bro. Gladly, bro, because we are Man City's bogey team.
When you face Liverpool, that Champions League final that you lot had, you faced Liverpool. They weren't even prime. If we get Liverpool or
City in the last 8, I'll be delighted. How about that?
Bro, let me just say this though. Yeah, when this team was more in their prime and you had more players that were performing very well for Pochettino, yeah, which was a bit of a different squad compared to now, yeah. Liverpool didn't even fully show up in that final, bro, and you lot.
We didn't show up.
In the final, in the Champions League final, Liverpool wasn't prime Liverpool. Like the way they played on
Kane had just come back from injury and he started.
Huh?
Kane had just come back from injury and he started. But bro, you're forgetting one vital thing, bro. Last season, Man City lost 3 games the whole season 2 of them was by one club. Do you remember who that club was? Okay, and put them with some respect on it.
Okay,
And
cool, but you really needed to beat Liverpool. Did you beat them in the Champions League? The Champions League that you're playing.
I hear you, bro. But what I'm saying to you now is, if we get the opportunity to play either of those 2 teams in the Champions League this season, they're getting slapped up. And do we have any clippers in the chat? Like, anyone clip what I'm saying right now? It ain't financial advice. You heard it here. Tottenham is looking forward to playing Man City or Liverpool in the court. The 2 teams I wouldn't want to play is Real Madrid and PSG. Them 2 teams there, I'm not interested. Any Liverpool, Man City quarterfinals, bring them on.
You think that the defense can hold up against them?
Huh?
You think your defense can hold up against them? Yeah?
Yes. We've been holding up against City the last few seasons. One of the only clubs that has been, to be honest with you.
But Liverpool, you never do it when it matters. This is the problem with Tottenham. When it really matters, your team don't do it, bro. You
later, bro. Bruv.
And your players as individuals also crumble.
Bro, right now, let me drop a little thing for you. Right now, Bitcoin is in a bear market, yeah? For all those people who invested in Bitcoin, everyone is hurting. Like, ow. Rest assured, people, what goes down must eventually come back up. So sooner or later, bro, Tottenham is gonna win one of these games.
What is up for Tottenham? Because your manager looking like he's gonna sign another contract. You already know he's gonna do what he did to Chelsea. If he signs another contract, if you guys don't show the ambition in January to buy the players, he'll just say, right, I'm off, and you lot gonna have to pay compensation, bro. What is up for Tottenham? Because you're up. You man tell me that it's up when you lot qualify for Champions League.
Let me tell you.
You think it's up getting to a Champions League final? Bro, it's about winning trophies, bro.
You're right. I think Conte is Mourinho 2.0. I don't like the style of football we're playing. I don't like what he's doing to Jed Spence, because he's the answer to what we need on the right wing back situation. I'm not sure why he's doing it. I don't know why Conte is deploying 2 men in the midfield and allowing them to get run over every week. But what I will tell you is that if anyone can win Tottenham a trophy, it's Conte. But at the same time, bro, under the same breath, if Conte was to leave Spurs, I don't mind, because we've got Pochettino, who is literally chomping at the bit, waiting to come home. And I would want him to come home, because I would like to see Tottenham go toe-to-toe with Arsenal again. Right now, my team can't go toe-to-toe with your team.
You're looking stressed, bro. You are looking stressed, Stressissimo. You are looking stressed, bro.
I'm not stressed.
I've never seen you so stressed. I've never seen you
2 competitions, bro. We're in 2 competitions. We're in the FA Cup still, and we're in the Champions League still, bro. People keep telling me about
trying to compete for a Premier League title. You're already conceding it, bro. Now all of a sudden it's context.
The Premier League is long. We're not going to win the Premier League. I think the Premier League, you lot are going to do a Leicester City, and you lot are going to win it. You don't deserve it, but you lot are going to win it.
We don't deserve it.
No, I don't think you deserve it, but you're going to win.
So does the table lie, Dej?
Look, the table don't lie, but let's be real, bro.
Because I've said a lot of things about Arsenal, but the way we're performing right now so far, if we do what we need to do in January, we deserve where we're at the moment. I don't think you can take that away from us.
No, look, bro, for me, I just feel like good fortune is favouring you.
Fortune?
Yeah, I just feel like everything is just, like when you're in a good run, it's like right now, Arsenal's got the Midas touch in it. Doesn't matter. I mean, you can bring on Nkitty Catty. My man can do dancing with ice and score a goal. What's that? I mean, we've never seen that before. When you're going through a golden
I told you, Eddie, bro. I told you, Eddie.
When you're going through a golden patch, look, let me tell you right now, me with my torn ligament, if I played for Arsenal right now, I'd be skating on ice and banging in goals. That's just the mood at the moment. There's just a mood, there's just a vibe, and it's working for you, man.
I'm not saying we're going to win the league, but the players are definitely playing for the manager.
No, pump your chest to say you're going to win the league. Pump your chest.
No, the players are definitely playing for the manager.
That's the problem with Arsenal fans, see, Dej. They, especially the Londoners. We're going to win the league, bro. But I'm pumping my chest. Tell them, Dej. That's what I like.
Pump your chest and you
look,
I ain't saying all of that. No, I ain't saying all of that.
No, sorry, just now. You were just in Jeddy's face with the camera.
You know what I'm saying?
With your mascara on, with your mascara on, with your contact lenses.
Deji's stressed.
Yo, Deji, the man got makeup on. He's got makeup on, bro. What is Yo, Deji's going through a bad time, bro.
Bro, you know what it is?
Deji was talking about Spence, then it was Conte, then it's the board because they haven't.
No, it's all of it, bro.
Bro, I want to see the chest, bro, because you've been saying a lot, bro. I want to see the chest.
Let me tell you
what
what it
was
is.
this chest that you had?
Bro, let me tell you where it is. I would like to see if you man were playing Champions League football, you wouldn't be top right now. That's just a fact, bro. The fact of the matter is, you lot have been playing in the lightweight Europa League. Barely, I can't tell with whether you man are training or playing a match when you guys are playing Europa League football.
The saltiness.
That's why you Newcastle are playing well because you man are not in Europe.
When you not win the Europa League for years and years and years, yeah. How come you lot couldn't do this then? Because I feel like you're being a bit salty right now.
Can I be real? Are you man in Europe? You and Newcastle aren't in Europe. That's why you man can focus on the Premier League, do what you do. The big guns,
still wants to jump on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's easier said than done.
Message in the private. What did you say?
What's his name? True Gunner asked if he wants to jump on. What's his name? Is it Brendan?
Brendan.
Yeah. Deji, I'm going to ask you a question, Deji, all right? All right? Do you know this season, okay?
Yeah.
It's only the beginning of the second half of the season.
Look at his face. It's
so
sad.
There's a lot of games we played. It ain't like, it hasn't been but January, it's going to be January and February are going to be 2 busy months. Yeah. With a lot of games coming thick and fast, like the FA Cup, the League Cup, the Champions League's coming back in February. So from now till March, the table could change. Anything can happen.
Yeah, bro. But what I'm saying to you is, I'm happy for you, man. You man on top of the league.
Nah, you're not.
We started this show before the season started, prepping ourselves, getting all this. So Northside has been waiting 6 months for this moment. Do you know what I mean? To pump his chest because he feels like his club is the real deal. The truth of the matter is, well done, isn't it? What is very plausible, which would be great for me personally and for the show, is that Arsenal win the Premier League and Tottenham win the Champions League. Now that would mean that we're at deuce. It's quits. We're actually quits. Nobody wins. Nobody's better than the other.
Listen. I see
the Prem and Tottenham win the Champions League. We're quits, bro.
I see the agendas you're trying to run, bro. At the end of the day, my chest ain't up. What I'm saying is, right now we're talking about Tottenham. We're still in the Tottenham segment. And what I'm saying to you is, I kept telling you, bro, are you sure? Because you're the one that said you're going to win the Champions League or the Premier League. I told you. Listen, going forward, you guys have more rotation. I can see that. In the midfield, you got Højbjerg, you got Bentancur. I can see that. But when I'm looking at your defenders, individuals, yeah, the only one I rate is Romero. The rest of them are shambolic. And I've been saying that. And this is why I don't see you winning either competition. I did say to you that Tottenham do have the ability, do have the squad, though, enough to maybe win a Carabao Cup. But you said to me, that's not enough, that's not enough. I said, okay, cool. We're looking at the squad now, and you're agreeing with me of what I said before. Now you're seeing what I'm saying. It ain't good enough. And you know why? Because I've experienced this with Arsenal. I've experienced players that shouldn't be here at times being starting lineup players. You know, Bellerin, Rob Holding, players like that. I've seen bare of them, bro, that weren't never good enough, bro. Be in the starting lineup. Another thing, you're now trying to move it. You're trying to be a sneaky filo da puta now. You're trying to be saying, oh, now no side. I don't have my chest up, bro. What I'm saying is, we deserve to be where we're at the moment because the table doesn't lie. But I'm still not saying Arsenal are favourites because we're not. I put it in the thumbnail that we're contenders because that's what I see us as contenders for the Premier League. But at the end of the day, we still need a striker. We still need a winger. We still need another number 10 because when ESR comes back, he gets played more on the left-hand side. We need someone that can rotate with Odegaard because Fabio Vieira ain't good enough. We still need another CDM because if Thomas Partey gets injured, we saw what happened last season. We lost our top 4 to you lot. And we still need another deep line playmaker to rotate with Granit Xhaka because Lokonga isn't good enough. and neither is El Nene. Neither one of them are going to do what Xhaka is doing going forward.
No, with
So
the way
for
that
me,
you want to play,
I'm
it don't
not
matter.
playing the favourites, bro.
I don't think you need any players.
Arteta has done very well to get where he's at, and I can give props where props is due. But at the same time, Man City got a better squad. They've got more world-class players in their squad. They've got a better manager, and they have the know-how to be able to go on a run of winning 10, 15, 20 games. They know how to do that. They've been doing it year in, year out against Liverpool. Arsenal don't have a history in recent times of doing that. So they are still the favourites. But if we go in January and do what we need to do, get a proper striker, get a proper winger, get a proper number 10 or deep line playmaker that can come into this team and can actually perform now. Not a Lokonga, not a Nuno Tavares, not a Fabio Vieira. Somebody proper, not a Marquinhos. Someone proper, then we have a great chance. And what I've been saying is if Arsenal go out in January, they're going to show me what this club is about. Is it about only getting Champions League football and just getting the money and saying job done, the way that you get gas if Tottenham are just in the top 4? Or is it actually about going for the league and going for Man City's neck and trying to win the season now? Because if we do it in the summer, bro, we don't know how next season's going to go. It's not a given that we're going to be in it. Look at Liverpool. Liverpool are falling off this year. So it's not a given that we're going to be in the title race next season. So go now. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Bro, look. First and foremost, what I don't want is at this stage in the league season where you man are 5 points clear for anyone to be copping out. Yeah? The truth of the matter is you man have done well to be top of the league and you should be pumping your chest accordingly. Right now, I think it's fair to say that if you man flop winning the league or finishing in the top 4, your season's been an absolute disaster. Yeah. In relation to my team, because we're dealing with my team right now, I can accept that the Premier League has gone up a notch this season. You guys have stepped up and you guys are outperforming our expectations. When we look at the stats, you lot should be hovering about 5th and 6th. Newcastle stepped up their game. You know, Man City's doing what they do, and Liverpool coming back. Man U are in and about, and Chelsea are looking like they're getting their thing on the track. And Tottenham, to be fair, we didn't lose to Brentford, bro. We didn't play well. We still walked away with a draw. Remember, Brentford's beating Chelsea. They're beating Man City this season. So let's put some respect in it for all those clowns telling me that Tottenham won't beat Man City in the chat. However, I will do this. I don't give a damn about what you and Forward have got to say about my team. I'm telling you that because you man didn't believe in Tottenham winning their group, coming out of their group. They're out of their group. Tottenham is in the best top 16 in the whole of Europe.
You just said something really interesting then, innit? You forget it. You just said that, like that. You guys went there and drew with Brentford. They beat Man City there. But just remember, we whipped them 4-0 there.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
there's levels to this, bro.
Bro, you played your full team, bro. We our guys,
bro,
our World Cup finalists were on the bench.
We can even have, listen, even Eddie and Ketia, the one Kitty, bro. Oh, you got Kitty. He's not even bottling no more, bro. My man scored a goal for fun.
One goal doesn't mean it ain't bottling. I would have scored 3 against West Ham. That's how.
No. But the point of the matter is, he scored goals, bro.
I would have scored 3.
You know.
Like, I would have scored 3 without training. How about that?
I think if Kane would have took that shot, they'll still be looking for the ball in the 7 heavens.
Don't be silly. You man, before the show started, you decided you were going to gang up with me. Anyway,
no, that's it.
You man, just enjoy yourself. All I'm saying is, you Forward and you Northside cannot be quizzing me about my team, who is still in the Champions League. Come with that energy, come with that chest when we are knocked out. But currently, according to my knowledge, I don't think Tottenham is knocked out of the Champions League. So you can't draw me on the Champions League, bro.
Yo, Dej, like my favorite show, like they say in my favorite show, winter is coming. Winter is coming, bro.
Bro, let me tell you, bro. If Tottenham win the Champions League, you guys are finished.
Dej, you know I keep the same energy. I've not bended on my predictions. I've been saying you ain't winning either competition, so I've not bended on anything. Do you know what I'm saying? So
I'm not. You know what? I'm different to Northside. See, I'm the realist. You know what? But the reality is, you're in it, and you can't say they can't win it because they're in it. Do you know what I mean? They're in the Champions League, but anything can happen in football.
Well, you guys are top of the league, bruv. Under the same manager that you, man, wanted to get rid of last season.
I didn't want to get rid of him.
Who would have thought that?
I didn't want to get rid of him. You think
my opinion on him hasn't changed. Have we won the league? Have we won the league?
Well,
I didn't want to get rid of him.
Arsenal, at this point in the season, Arsenal have been top of the league, I think 4 or 5 times, and we've not won it. So for anyone
with all due respect,
anyone to get overly gassed right now, it would be stupid.
Yeah, with all due respect,
you man have got 40 points. You lot are guaranteed to be in the Premier League another season.
That's not the standard that I want. The standards I want is to be in the title race come May, bro.
Listen, Deji. You know what it is with these Arsenal fans? They're quick enough. Look. They said we've been in this position before. But we've never been in this position with Mikel Arteta, right? So you can't judge him from now till May. That was Arsene Wenger, top crumble, you know. We all knew February, but this is Mikel Arteta.
Okay, cool. My opinion doesn't have to change about him then until May. Because if it comes May and we weren't in a title race, we dropped out of the title race, and we didn't go out in January, then you already know I'm going to start running out my mouth.
You know I'll be back in Arteta from day one, innit, Deji? So
everything under the sun, because he better go out and do what needs to be done.
So Deji, you know I'll be back in Arteta, right? From day one, all right? See if Arsenal wins the league. This is how childish Northside's going to sound. We won the league, Tottenham. But you haven't been backing the manager to win the league. You got to back him. You're back, even though you've got your differences with Conte, you're still like, I'm backing him.
No, he's not. He's moaning. He's blaming it.
He can moan, but he still backs his manager.
Let me
all he
the
wants.
It's different. The super chat's been there waiting, bro. The super chat's gonna get frostbite. It's still December.
Oregon goon. Oregon goon.
Big up. That's a very, very, very nice donation. Thank you, man. Very nice of you. Merry Christmas to you, man. Oregon Gooner says, "Happy New Year, legend. Love, bro. Big up to you, bro. Thank you very much for the super chat." Right.
We got super mega teta. He knows exactly what we need.
Listen, we got to mention this. I was going to mention it first, but we need to cook Dej first. You know what I mean? Football legend Pele has passed away.
Listen, I've had enough of cooking Dej, bro, because Deji, right? Deji, he says what he says. He still look. He believes they're going to win the Champions League. He supports his team.
I've not wavered from the team, and I don't know why people want to quiz me on something that hasn't happened yet. Like I'm not doing in hypotheticals. We're dealing with facts right now. Do you get me? And I'm not going to be drawn in by Northside. Anyone who thinks they're the truth, I don't give a damn who you are. I ain't getting drawn. Do you get what I'm saying? We deal with facts. I don't want hypotheticals. Because the true gunner now has just joined in. I believe it's True Gunner. Is it True Gunner?
Yeah.
You've come in now wanting to be honest. Don't bother.
Brandon, what are you telling me? You're on mute, bro.
I love it. I love Dej. Dej, you're the best Spurs fan out there. Exception of expressions. You know, you support the wrong team, bro. You know, you're a very humble, nice guy. Get on very well with you, and you do talk some sense, more sense than some Spurs fans. But yeah, you ain't doing nothing this year. Sorry, bro.
Bro,
big up, Craig.
What does that mean? What does that mean, bro?
Well, it's the same as every year, isn't it, for a Spurs fan? It means you're not winning anything. Yeah. It means, you know, you nobody's worried about you. You just, you know, strolling along like you normally do.
This is based, and you're basing this on what?
On
Saliba having a great World Cup.
No. This has got nothing to do with Arsenal. This is just Tottenham.
Okay.
This is Tottenham.
What are you basing it on? We got a World Cup winner in the ranks. Have you?
A World Cup winner?
Yeah.
And what's that one for you?
Bro, okay. just listen to what I'm saying, bro. Have you guys got a World Cup winner in the ranks, bro?
We don't need no World Cup winner in the ranks.
Okay. So, bro, honestly, the truth, you've come here spitting hella garbage as again. I don't know what you're chatting about. For me, I don't know if you heard. I put Northside and I told Farad straight. Unless you're Mystic Meg, you can't tell me Tottenham's not winning the Champions League. I'm sorry, bro. You can't.
Winning the Champions League.
We're dealing with fact. What I don't want to hear from you, Truth, no disrespect, is your feelings.
Okay.
I don't want to hear about your feelings, bro. What I want to hear about is fact. The fact of the matter is, Tottenham's in the last 16. True or false?
True.
Right. AC Milan got slapped up by Chelsea. True or false?
True.
Right. So, based on that, bro, I can tell you, Tottenham going to slap up AC Milan. That's a feeling.
Okay.
That's a feeling.
Do you truthfully, honestly, deep down believe that Tottenham are going to get anywhere near winning the Champions League?
Why not?
Because you're 45-minute FC, bro.
Bro, did you think you were one of the ones who came on this show to say that Tottenham ain't coming out of their group?
No, I didn't.
Well, somebody did, right? Did you think Tottenham was going to come out of their Champions League group, bro? Be honest. You're the truth now, so I don't want you to be sprinkling little fairy dust like some sort of pixie from Peter Pan. I need you to be telling me, what did you think? What did you think Spurs was coming out of their group?
Truthfully, I thought there was a chance that you wouldn't come out of your group,
right?
Because I thought with Marseille being in there, you know, and that, but you have
the European champions in there.
Yeah.
See, that's why. See, Northside. The truth, you need to be bringing him on more often because at least my man lives up to his name. So he didn't think Spurs were going to make it, and they did. That means your feelings and opinion, you can be wrong, my brother. You can be wrong because the only person on this panel tonight who thought Tottenham was going to qualify from that group was me. Because I've been saying it before the draw took place.
Yo, don't be. You go back. I told you we were going to qualify.
No, I knew Farhad as well. But I've been saying it before the draw was made.
Northside, if you've got time, just real quick, can you pull up the last?
What we can say, though, the truth.
Can you pull up the last 16 teams in the Champions League, please, Northside, and just tell us who they are?
They'll beat AC Milan. They'll beat AC Milan.
We're going to slap
I
up
think they'll beat AC Milan, bro. But AC Milan are poor, man.
Let's pull up the last 16 teams in that dusty Europa League. That's really what you want to be talking about because you, man, are pumping your chest like that's a real competition. That's some bull crap, bro. I'd rather play the FA Cup than the Europa League. How about that?
You need to chill out, man. What? Dej, listen, even you're not really believing in your team. You already conceded the penalty.
Let's talk. Listen. Leave Deji alone now. Let's talk about Arsenal.
I want to get to.
Hold on. Let me just screen share this. Hold on. Let me just screen share this.
Man, are trying to get on my nerves.
I know the last 16. There's Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Man City, Borussia Dortmund, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Porto, Benfica.
Hang on, Dej. There's one,
three teams.
Two, three, 4 teams there that I don't see Tottenham capable of beating over 2 legs.
Who?
Manchester City.
Don't be stupid, bro. Don't be stupid.
Hang on. Manchester City. Champions League. Manchester City. Real Madrid.
Are you drunk?
Real Madrid. Are you? Real Madrid. You are not beating over 2 legs.
No way, Deji. Benzema will put your defenders in a coma, bro.
You're not beating PSG over 2 legs.
Man City over
You're not beating Bayern Munich over 2 legs.
Bruv, the one you got wrong, before you came on the show, I actually said I would be happy to have City or Liverpool in the last 8.
You're mad.
What?
You're mad.
Who is the team? Man City lost 3 games last season.
Mm-hmm.
They lost 2 games to 1 team. Do you know who that team was?
Yeah, no. I'm not disputing.
I've asked you a question. Who was the team
they
lost to? Who was the team?
Tottenham.
Right. How are you going to tell me that I'm mad? Are you mad?
I'm not disputing that. What I'm purely and simply trying to get to you, Dej, is I don't believe that Manchester City can bottle the Champions League 3 years in a row. I believe that the only way that Manchester City or this Manchester City team is going to be classed as being one of the best to ever, grace the Premier League, etc., is if they win the Champions League. I don't see them bottling it the way that they did. I see them at least making the final this season.
All right, no, sir. Let me draw truth out before we move on. Look, I don't know whether you changed profession since we last spoke, because you're coming here with I don't believe, with this kind of persuasive tone, like you're some sort of attorney. I don't give a damn what you believe, my brother. I don't give a damn what you believe, because what you believe ain't been right.
Okay.
You ain't been right. So what I'm trying to tell you is this. Forget your own logic, because even with your own logic, Tottenham beat City home and away last season.
In the Premier League, yeah.
If logic determined football, then Brentford don't beat City. But one of the beautiful things about football is that surprises do happen. Let me give you a surprise. Your club, Arsenal, bro. Your club is top of the league. Nobody, including you, the truth, saw that happening. Yeah? Let's be real. No one saw that happening. So I'm telling you that something can happen that you didn't see coming. Now, I'm telling you, Tottenham are going to go on a run. I'm telling you, if we draw City, they're going to get slapped up, because for whatever reason, Tottenham seem to be City's bogey team. Whether you like it or not, that's just the truth.
So you think your defenders that you said at championship level can keep away Haaland? Because Haaland dreamed this year.
Bruv, when we beat them in the Champions League, it weren't great, bro. It weren't great. You don't rate the defense.
No, the defense. They have got a one. They have got one world-class defender. They have the guy who played. They got one world-class defender. You've seen that in the final. You know, you see that for Argentina.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they have to defend as a unit, bro. Defenders not just one player.
Yeah, but
the point it's not just Manchester. It's not
Ronaldo being there. Look, Ronaldo.
It's not just Manchester City, though. It's not just Manchester City. Are you telling me that Tottenham are going to shithouse their way to a Champions League, right? When there's teams like Bayern Munich, PSG, Real Madrid, who've won it for God knows how many years in a row.
Understand this Champions League.
Let me land.
Deji, 1 second. Let me land, and you can count it. But you guys got to look on a real note. You can't really be that biased towards football. Like I'm talking as a neutral fan football. Who would have thought that Barcelona would have got knocked out? Who would have thought that Benfica would have destroyed Juventus? That's the Champions League this season.
No. Barcelona are not what they. Not
but
what
it doesn't
they once
matter.
were.
They're still Barcelona. They're still Barcelona.
They're still Barcelona, but they're not what they once were. I can guarantee you right now.
All you with them. But when he got a job at Juventus, all you guys are bigging him up. So now because they're talking about shit.
But
and you were bigging him up. You outside was bigging up Javi. So you can't go down that route no more. You gotta stick to your guns.
But you're mentioning teams that are still transitioning now. Juventus is in transition. Hold on.
No, but you went transition. See, I told you I got him.
Hold on. Barcelona in transition, so are Juventus, bro. So it's not a good example. PSG at their prime.
But they got him.
And I'll tell you.
Okay. But according to my understanding, to you, Law, that you were saying they got a top manager in Javi and a world-class manager in the Allegri. Right. So make your mind up.
Talking of teams,
you get me, Dej. They can't mess it.
Hang on. Talking of teams in transition, Tottenham are another team in transition.
Yeah, but at least they're there, though. That's what I'm saying. But they're there.
They've had Conte for a year and a half, right? It doesn't look like the guy's going to get much money in January.
Take Wilson off the page, bro. This is some idiot comment. Take him off the page.
Right? It doesn't look like Conte is going to get much money. They're a team that's still in transition as well, right? You're telling me that Tottenham can shithouse their way to a Champions League with finished article teams like Manchester City, PSG, who, believe it or not, will have an opportunity in this, right? Real Madrid, who have won the competition God knows how many times. Even Liverpool are a threat in the Champions League because of the fact that they know how to win that competition.
You just said Tottenham are going through a transition, all right? They're going through a transition, but in the last 16. So because they're in the knockout stages, and you know what? I think they'll beat AC Milan.
Yeah,
I think they'll beat the last 8. So if they're in the last 8, bro, it's like 2 games away. They got nothing to lose.
It's game on, bro.
It's game on for them.
And also, just to remind the truth.
So I'm not saying they're going to win it, but anything can happen in football. That's what I'm saying.
And what I'm trying to remind the truth is that when Tottenham got to the Champions League final with Liverpool, all them teams you mentioned were in it.
Yes.
Look, I've also got some legal experience over the Christmas holidays. And so all I can say to you on that note, my friend, is I rest my case.
Listen. I think Dej has had enough. I think he's had enough. Look at me, he looks deflated, bro. You know, when he used to come on the stream, he's looking like Stormzy. But right now, you're looking like Stormzy when Chipmunk sent for him and he didn't want to get in a clash. You don't want to get in a clash right now because you can't form a proper argument as to why you see Tottenham being able to do it in the Champions League.
You're right.
You don't rate your centre backs. You're saying your manager's not playing Jed Spence that you believe is going to solve all your problems. You're telling me that Son is tired. Harry Kane bottled it in the World Cup. He didn't turn up when you got into.
He didn't bottle it on the weekend though. He scored again though.
Yeah. Kulusevski is good, but Kulusevski at the end of the day, bro, ain't looking that great. Doherty, you're telling me with Doherty.
You know what? Let's see what happens. Let's go to Arsenal now.
Let's go to Arsenal. Forward. I want to get your opinion first. Arsenal. Nah.
You already know my opinion, boys. You know I had a lot of.
What do you make of the game? What do you make of the West Ham game?
You know what I'm saying, bro? My boy Eddie Nketiah turned up, like I told you guys. I said to you, Nketiah needs a chance. That was his first start for Arsenal. 90 minutes on the pitch, performed really well, and on top of that, scored a good goal. So I'm happy, you know. And I hope Eddie continues this form now. He deserves a chance because all you Arsenal fans been giving him a lot of stick. You're making out like he's 52. The man's only 24 or 23 years of age. You know, so I'm happy with the performance. West Ham, do you know what? It wasn't like West Ham was crap. It's just we're too good, bro. That's what you're about. We're just too good for them. Even when we went 1-0 down, I wasn't panicking one bit because I knew we were in control of the game.
Okay, fair enough. Brandon, what did you make of the Arsenal game against West Ham?
Similar thoughts, mate, to be fair. I thought, we didn't play that well in the first half. I thought it was a bit of rustiness. You could tell everybody hadn't trained together like properly before the game and that because of the World Cup and stuff like that. Silly penalty to give away by Saliba. I think it was a challenge that didn't need to be made. I think Ben White was on the cover. He didn't need to make that challenge. It was just showing a little bit of, let's just say, immaturity there because of his young age and maybe a bit of rustiness as well. And then in the second half, we come out and we look like a completely different team. A lot better in the transition, a lot better in terms of the press and the pace of the game as well. We dictated the majority of that second half. We very much limited West Ham, and West Ham didn't really offer very much at all. So, yeah, it was just business as usual, I suppose, really. And this is the one thing, right, that I'll push back on as well, because I see a lot of comments before I jumped on about how Deji was saying something along the lines of we're lucky to be top of the league or there's some degree of luck to it. Let me ask you this, right? Of all the games that Arsenal played this season in the Premier League, how many of them have we actually deserved to win? And then compare that to how many have we actually deserved to lose? Because although we lost the Manchester United game, I don't think that's a game that we deserve to lose. I think the only game that we deserve to lose out of all the ones that we played so far is the one against Leeds, which we shithoused our way to a win. So I kind of think it balances it out in the sense that we do deserve to be where we are right now because of how we're playing. And yeah, that's what I would say.
And did you see that? Did you see that? One of the VAR come out and said they made a few mistakes in the Premier League, and the first one was the second one was the Arsenal one, a Martinelli goal. They said that goal should have stood. VAR come out and said it, and I was arguing on offside, saying, "Bro, we got robbed at Old Trafford," and they come out and admitted it. They come out and admitted it after. See, bro, no side. When you mess with the big boys, the soprano level, you got to start listening.
See, this is the weird thing about VAR, though, isn't it? Because some things that they do give, you look at it and you think, like, how is that a foul? I know it's a different day and age and stuff like that, but anybody who's played football knows it's contact sport. There's a certain degree of contact within the sport. If you take away the contact completely, then you might as well make it a contactless sport. Do you know what I mean? Like, again, I'll look at Dej. Maybe the other night against Brentford, I actually feel Tottenham were quite hard done by and probably should have had a penalty.
Respect
You know,
bro.
to me, that is a penalty. Whether Harry Kane would have scored it or sent the ball back to bloody White Hart Lane or wherever the fuck he sent that ball with the World Cup, I don't know. But, you know, it's decisions like that. And you look at them and you think, well, that's clear and obvious. How the fuck are you not giving shit like that? You know? And then they're giving silly little fouls like that one from Odegaard on Ericsson, which wasn't even a foul anyway.
You know what, Brandon?
You know? It's ridiculous.
Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. And, you know, this is why me and you, we can have a little bit of banter. We can have a little bit of, you know, tearing strips off each other's back. But me and you were homies for life, despite being on opposite sides of the fence. Look, I'm not gonna be here sucking balls about Arsenal. What's happening at the moment? We can all see it. Yeah. The truth of the matter is, the reason why I said luck is because your performances haven't been lucky, but when you have the rub of the green, everything just seems to be going your way. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think that all Arsenal fans, you can say it, the way that you're playing, bruv, right now, it's going so good for Arsenal that I could start in midfield and do a job.
Yeah, but can you also say though, Dej, that you make your own luck? Do you know what I mean? In the way that we're playing, we're making our own luck. So yeah,
it's weird because before the season started, I was one of the millions of people who watched the All or Nothing documentary. And then watching that documentary, I felt really quite sympathetic towards Arteta. I even, as a Spurs fan, I grew to love him. And guess what? From that All or Nothing into this season, you might as well have done a second one at Highbury, because it's almost like a continuation of a bloody Netflix series, Last Chance U. The truth of the matter is you are making your own luck. You're playing brilliant football. I disagree with Northside. I don't think you need any players. I think you should just keep the faith and stick with these ones. Bear in mind, though, by the way, that I was one of the only people who's been calling for Nketiah to get a little starting run in the team. Some people thought I was mocking it, but actually I was saying he's there, he's on 150 grand a week. Let's play him. And he delivered the goods. So before anyone starts trying to knock me about Nketiah, I've been putting him forward for weeks before you guys even thought you would even want to see him in your starting 11. The other thing is this. I truly believe that you guys have picked up the magic dust from Leicester City. I kid you not. I was waiting for the wheels to fall off with Leicester. Guess what? The wheels didn't fall off. I said it about 3 or 4 weeks back before the World Cup started. I said, look, I don't know what's going on here, but it don't look like the wheels are falling off for Arsenal. And lo and behold, in the first half, I thought West Ham did a great job. I thought, okay, maybe West Ham are going to do something. Second half, you turned it over. And I said, you know what? Here it is. So when I make the claim that I think Arsenal's going to win the league, that's not because I like Arsenal. That's not because I want you to win. But I'm seeing all the hallmarks of the Leicester City title winning side. And I see that in your team. Because that team wasn't great. And they did a great job. Your team
you're capping now, bitch. You're capping.
They're doing a great job.
This is why I call you the B-Tech Stormzy, because Stormzy, he wanted to chuck it with Wiley, but when it was with Chip, he didn't want to chuck it with him. You know what I mean? He didn't want to get in a clash. This comment says exactly everything I was going to say. Dave says he bigs up Eddie with a nickname. Keep that man's name at your mouth.
Yo,
Dave,
but bro, you can't.
Let me just no. Yeah, because you be saying Nketiah, and every time I told you when we bought Jesus, you said we need to get another striker. So right now you're trying to come out with this whole, I was behind Eddie and all this kind of crap. You were cussing him when I was cussing him. So let's not change the narrative. Let's keep it real. Yeah, you know we're winning no league if we just have to count on Eddie Nketiah. Gabriel Jesus has been told that he might be out 3 to 4 months. Yeah, he might be out for the whole season. We don't know. And even when he comes back from a big injury. He needs to still get his fitness up, etc., etc. He's not going to be just firing at all cylinders straight away. We need to get another striker, which is why I said I'm reserving a lot of judgment until the January transfer window is closed. Let's keep it real. Against West Ham, we were controlling the game perfectly. For me, Declan Rice, I'm seeing him being touted to Chelsea for 80 to 100 mil. Bruv, stay away. This guy, I've seen him for England. I've seen him for West Ham. When he doesn't like picking up the ball from deep. He's not really a playmaker. He doesn't start the counter attack. The guy just doesn't want to be involved in any gameplay in the final third. And when you look
No. Come on, bro.
Nah, bro, this guy's overrated, bro. I'm gonna say it as it is.
No. It's not his fault, bro. Listen,
hold on. You can have your say. Let me finish my say. This guy is overrated. It's not because of this game. I've been watching him as well for England. I've been watching him before, and I was thinking, I don't understand this price tag. I'm not saying he's trash, but he's not 18 million pounds worth of CDM. I'm telling you right now, he ain't. I'll tell you why. He doesn't control the midfield enough. He doesn't offer much in the transition. For me, I don't think he's all that. I think it's overrated, bro. A lot of times he gets the ball, he doesn't do much with it. I'm not expecting him to do what Odegaard does, but at least spark a transition. He doesn't do that enough for me, in my opinion, for what I like of a CDM. I don't think he's as effective, and I don't think he's worth that. 50 to 40 mil, yeah. 80 mil to 100 mil, nah, bro. Football's going crazy. He ain't that great. And in my opinion, for me, I've been cussing Odegaard, I've been cussing Ben White, and they have been playing the way I want them to play. Odegaard, a lot of times, I was getting onto him last season because he was playing backwards, sideways. He was involved with everything good in the West Ham game, and he's been playing very, very well. That's what I want to see to him.
I told you. Listen.
I wanted his numbers up, and I wanted him to actually drive at opponents. One reason I preferred ESR. Hold on. One reason I preferred ESR over Odegaard is because ESR would drive at defenders. He would create problems. He would actually make things happen in the final third. Odegaard, a lot of times, if you put 2 backs of 4, he'll play backwards, sideways. This season, he's not done that. Ben White, he isn't good enough for me as a centre-back, but as a right-back, I think we've discovered the best position for him. The same as Granit Xhaka. Praise again for Granit Xhaka. If you play him the way you play Partey, shocking. Play him the way we're playing him now, he's more effective in the final third. For me, I don't understand why it's taken so long to realise that he plays like that. I get Arteta didn't buy him. I just don't understand that the Arsenal coaches didn't see that Granit Xhaka is more effective in the final third than next to our centre-backs. The rest of them goes without saying. Eddie Nketiah took his goal like a prime number 9. But at the end of the day, Deji's laughing because he knows this guy will not deliver to the end of the season.
He took his goal like a prime Thierry Henry.
He did. But how many times is he going to do that? And prior to that goal, how many opportunities did he have that he stuffed? How many times did he receive the ball and he didn't even control the ball? And this is the thing. Against proper good teams, West Ham, this is not the West Ham from last season. Against proper teams, they're not going to allow Eddie Nketiah in the second half to get all these opportunities to then bury it. A lot of times, against better opposition, he ain't going to get those chances. For me, he's not clinical enough. For me, he's not consistent enough. And he wasn't consistent throughout the 90 minutes against West Ham.
Yeah, but Andrew,
if you watch the game, he wasn't. He took his goal well, but he
was, bro. He had a good game, man. He had a good game. Don't be biased, man.
He didn't, bro. Odegaard had a great game.
No. Eddie Nketiah was one of our best players.
Kenny and Saliba, for me.
But the reason is, a lot of fans. The reason being is, he's not. Listen, you're all forgetting, all right. You're all forgetting that this kid, all right. He's a kid, all right. Now he's scored his goal, okay. He performed well against West Ham. He scored a goal. Now I hope he scores against Brighton because it doesn't matter what we say. If he's putting the ball in our net, that's what you want him to do because now it doesn't matter. Jesus is out. If he puts, Jesus is out, so if he's putting the ball in net, I want him to keep scoring because coming into them big games, momentum's going to be with him. So if he has them chances, he's putting the ball in the net. Eddie Nketiah hasn't been scoring goals because he's been coming on for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That was his first 90-minute start, and he played well, and he put the ball in the net. He's done his job.
I mean, I just wanted to say that as support for Nketiah, and I know some people are drawing me out in the chat saying I can draw it, but I hope he starts. Just so you hear it here first, I hope he starts against Spurs.
Can I just say, right? I heard you there say he's a kid. Deji, how old was Harry Kane when he first started getting regular football for Tottenham?
I think he was about 21, to be fair. 21, 22.
21.
Yeah.
How old's Eddie Nketiah now? What, 24?
Yeah.
24,
yeah,
24,
you can't tell me this guy's a kid anymore. He's not a fucking kid.
Yeah? But you're saying that. But
he's in the prime of his career.
But Harry Kane had 90-minute games, bro. That was his first start, and he delivered. What's his job?
To score goals, and he did. He delivered. Exactly. Yeah, he delivered against West Ham.
Now, as a fan,
who had?
Do you give him a chance as they can?
Right?
You guys didn't.
But listen to this.
He did his job.
Yeah, he'd done his job this game, but I agree with Northside as well. How consistent is this guy going to be? Because we've seen a lot of inconsistencies from him, right?
Yeah,
and I also look at this. Hang on, I also look at this, right? Does he perform every single time he puts on the Arsenal shirt? The answer is no. And I'll tell you why. Because in the Europa League games earlier on in the season, he got given his opportunity and he did fuck all. He did absolutely nothing, right? Absolutely nothing, right?
Amen.
Now, a lot of people will say, "Oh, yeah, but it's because we didn't have the first team out there." So what? This guy's going to perform only when he's playing for the first team?
Scored,
no, he's got to perform every single time he puts that Arsenal shirt on.
So you're telling me now, okay, wait there. Did Eddie Nketiah score in the Europa League? He scored in the only game he never scored in was the one away, but he scored in every European league. So he was doing his job. Every time he played in the Europa League, he put the ball in the net. He scored away.
He did score against Zurich. I said there was one Marquinhos one.
He scored in one of the games.
He scored in every game except the game we lost him.
Did he score against PSV? I don't remember.
Yeah, he scored the Emirates against PSV. He scored the winner.
When we was away, did he score? Against Zurich.
That's right. PSV.
Hold on, Zurich that were 9th in the Swiss league. Did he score? No, he did not.
Yeah, he scored. He scored the header against them.
No. Allow it.
He scored the header against them. But it doesn't. No, he has scored. No, his job. No. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Listen, he scored. He scored.
Why did we not get top
He's proven you wrong, though. He's not good enough.
Why did we not?
No. The argument is you're telling me. Look, he had his first start for Arsenal. With the pressure, all you fans were saying he ain't gonna do nothing. He shut you up, bruh. He come on, played the 90-minute game and put the ball in the net. He done his job.
Bro, he's so great.
And hopefully,
I know you judge him.
And he needs to continue to do.
They went for Scamac.
And he needs.
Hold on. You're there. So why didn't West Ham go for him? Because they rather pay money for Scamac.
Northside. We're top of the table, Northside.
He was on a free before he was going to go for a free before we offered him 100k a week and another 14. Why didn't West Ham come and get him on a free? They would have saved money if he's as great as you say. But they went for Scamac, bro. So don't tell me nothing, bro.
But look where West Ham is, and look where fucking Eddie Nketiah is wet. That's the difference between you. Nketiah's looking down on you. That's the difference.
Yeah, but we're not.
He's playing for a bigger team. It's more pressure. That's the problem. The problem with you don't understand how big Arsenal are.
Are we top of the league? No.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're top of the league, mate. We are top of the league right now. We're top of the league right now. And he's continuing it. Everyone was saying, even Deji was saying it. Wait till you play West Ham on now, the second half of the season. Arsenal's crumbling. Jesus is out. All the critics were saying it. All you Arsenal fans were saying it. And when the man comes up, stays for 90 minutes, scores a goal, shuts up his critics, you fans are still moaning about it. It's the same fans who said, get rid of Arteta, let's bring Conte in, and now you're cursing Conte. You don't make sense, boys.
That's where I don't agree, right? A lot of people were saying,
my friend, Christopher Ward. I like Christopher Ward. He's a good guy. Christopher Ward. I told Christopher Ward, I said to Christopher Ward on our West Ham fan day, his season starts here, Eddie, and he stepped up. And if he scores against Brighton, it continues.
And hopefully it does, because the guys are making 100 grand a week and wearing the number 14 iconic shirt.
He needs to step up. That's what I said.
Yeah, he does. You're right.
And that's what I'm saying to you. And Brendan, I said, and Chris Ward's my witness, and Dave Sullivan, I said on Jez's thing, I'm going to judge him from the West Ham game. If he don't score any goals, don't perform in our West Ham games, and Dave Sullivan and Chris Ward's my witness, I said it on when we were live on Jez's show before Christmas Eve, before Boxing Day, whatever day, I said that he needs to go up there and step up, and he needs to step up at Brighton and West Ham, Brighton, he got to continue it. That's what I'm saying. And he's done it. So I just want him to continue doing it. Do you get me? I'm supporting him. Because if he keeps scoring, you can't really turn around and say, no, let's just hope he does it, because he's done one game, Brighton next, then going into the big games, I hope he does it.
So my question to you then, Fuad. Hang on. My question to you then, Fuad. Arsenal being linked with João Felix.
Yeah.
Do you bring João Felix in and bench Eddie Nketiah? Or do you leave the João Felix thing and just stick with Eddie Nketiah? What do you do?
Bro, listen. All right, I'm a true believer that João Felix is a good player. He had a good little World Cup, but bro, at the end of the day, if he was any good, and people are like, he is a good player, but bro, you got to understand, why is he leaving Atletico Madrid? That's their most expensive player. There's a reason behind it.
Yeah,
What's
because you
happening?
don't fit the system. Because Simeone
So long
ball
as
is
you,
very Simeone ball is very.
personally, Arsenal, if you don't know his attitude, you don't know what he's going to come and do. No one knows, innit? So if Arteta have got a team that's playing together and working together, I don't know anything about this Joe Felix. He's a top player, but
Yeah, but the
Arsenal
point.
fans want it. But is he going to fit the system of either? Is he got the right
Okay, but
attitude?
the point is, Fuad, is would we even be linked to him if he wasn't a player that had
We're
the
not linked
correct
with him, bro.
attitude and
He's not
didn't
even leaving. He's
and
not
fitted
even
the
leaving
system?
after. To me personally, I don't think we're linked with him. We're only linked with one player, and that's the player who's
But
coming
no,
from Ukraine.
that's rubbish because again,
We're not
David
linked with him, bro.
Ornstein came out today and said that Arsenal are prepared to do the João Felix deal,
David
providing
Orsi
the
is the
money comes
same.
down.
David Orsi, whatever he tells you, is opposite.
Okay, but all right. So you wouldn't do João Felix then, no? If the option became available, but it meant that Eddie Nketiah had to sit on the bench.
Listen. I'll bring in João Felix, but I won't throw him in the deep end. I'll rather start Eddie Nketiah.
I think it's disgusting how you guys talk about Nketiah. Yeah, you know, listening here to how you treat that poor lad. It's remarkable that he's even able to get on the score sheet, and you guys have total disbelief in the brother. Look, the truth of the matter is, look, I agree. I think he's total garbage. But Fuad is right. He's done a great job. He scored a very good goal, and you've got to give him credit. For me right now, I think Arsenal are in a bit of a tricky situation, actually. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Because at the moment, everything's working. So why would you want to bring anyone in? Why would you want to disrupt this team right now? I understand that on the face of it, you know, Northside said it earlier in the show, you know, you need certain players. But if I was Arteta, and I'm glad I'm not in his position, do I want to bring in some next player that might mess with the feng shui of the group? I think you go as long as you can while it's working and see where you are.
Yeah, but the point.
Damned if you don't.
Yeah, but the point is, though, Dej, is we haven't got enough. We haven't got enough. We need more if we want to compete for a league title. This transfer window is going to tell us.
Are you guys getting a bit too greedy too soon? Remember.
No. Listen, this transfer window is going to tell us, the fans, exactly what this football club is all about. We are in the best position possible to compete for a league title. All we've got to do is bring in a couple of decent players to give us that extra push and spend a bit of the summer's money now. That's it. There's no saying that next year, right? Say, for example, like Mikel Arteta keeps telling us we're ahead of schedule because technically they're only expecting us to finish in the top 4 this season, yeah? And all of a sudden, it's the new year, we're top of the league. Unexpected, right? But the point is if they don't go for it, who's to say that next season we're going to be sat at the top of the table? Nobody can guarantee that.
You can buy in the summer, bruv.
Yeah, buy in the summer. But the point is Newcastle are going to get better in the summer. Tottenham will strengthen in the summer. Liverpool will do the same. Then all of a sudden you've got a lot more teams around you competing, right? The point is, Dej, is we're in the best position possible now.
I agree with
Win the league title now. You know, we're sick of waiting, bro. 18 years.
I want to ask you a question. I just want to ask you a question, and then you can go and say.
I need to deal with someone in the comments called Root Bear.
I got a question for you. Are you happy with your ownership?
No.
Why are you not happy with your ownership?
Yeah, for me, the reason why we're not happy with our ownership is because Levy is not for whatever. Tottenham don't invest what is needed for this game. The money is there. We spent $1 billion on our stadium. That means the money's always been there. But because they're stinged with the money, they're offering idiot peas. I mean, I can't believe Nketiah is almost on the same wage as Son. I mean, that in itself is laughable. And that's what Tottenham is doing. Our highest paid player is Kane on 200 grand a week. We're not ready to spend money, bro. And the thing is, if you're not ready to spend money in the best league in the world, then you cannot be serious. You can't have it both ways. You can't be cheap and be wanting to get in the top four.
Okay. Stop there. You've exactly answered. You've answered it. You've already contradicted what you said. You're telling us who are in the top league. You said you can't be in the top league and be cheap. So we've got bench players that are not good enough. And if we don't reinvest, we'll get into the same position as Tottenham, where we have Dyer starting games that ain't good enough. Doherty starting games that ain't good enough. Yeah, players like that were your bench players that are now your mainstays. Yeah, so how is it that you can say that in general about teams in the Premier League and then tell us that we should have and not add people to our team?
Because you don't want us to win the league. That's why.
Let me tell you why.
At our bench, we've got players that are like that are not good enough for the starting lineup, and when you bring them into the team, they are not able.
To
perform at the high level for the duration of the season into what we want.
Let me tell you why.
You guys want to get top four, whatever is the aim over there at top. The aim this season is to win the league. Is Lokonga a player ready to win the league?
Bruv,
is Tomiyasu a player that's ready to win the league? I don't think so.
I think so. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
On top of the league, though.
Yes, he is.
And this team, apart from Jesus,
don't be silly, bro.
This is the same team you had last season, bro.
That's what. Do you know what? Do you know sometimes? Do you know what, Deji? Do you know what I don't understand? Brendan, Brendan's a more real-headed. Brendan might agree with me. Brendan, do you know what I said? Do you know when we had this conversation last year? And I said, you got to let these players breathe in, find their time, find their space, give them time, and let them know where they are. And now, Ben White, I've rated him from day one. Odegaard, I've rated him from day one. Now they've found their feet and they know where they are and know what they're playing for and they know the efforts of Arsenal. Look where they are now. I'm not going to turn around and say to you guys, yes, Eddie Nketiah is the answer. He might score 15 goals. No, I'm saying I agree with what you just said, Brendan. Bring in players. If you want to bring in Felix, bring him in. Bring him on a bench, start him. I don't care. Bring in Tillsman because now is the time where you forget about the summer, because if you win the title with this young team, next year they're going to be up for it again.
You know, legacy.
Yes.
And you're able to what I want to say, because there's a clown in here called Root Bear. His name is Root Calls. And I just want to draw him out. He says, what a stupid question. Why would we want to bring somebody in? We've won nothing so far, but we shouldn't improve our squad. Stop listening to Spurs fans. They talk a lot of shit. You talk a lot of shit, Mr. Root Bear, Mr. Root Calls, because that, apart from Jesus, that is the same bloody squad under the same gaffer that you had last season. I don't know if you've seen it, but Arsenal are currently 5 points clear. The point that I'm trying to make is that when there is a good feeling, right now, everything is going right for Arsenal. Whether you bloody like it or not, it's the fucking truth. When it's going right, don't mess it up. Because you, man, can get 2 haps right now, bring in some players, mess up the whole feng shui, and you do what we expected you to do this season.
And Dej, I don't.
For me right now, you guys are playing a real dangerous game. I'm going to be out here.
We didn't strengthen in January. Did we not bottle top 4? So doing the same thing.
Dej, I don't disagree. Dej, I don't disagree with the fundamentals of what you're saying, but yeah, at the moment we're in, let's just say, a lucky position where we have only got one player out injured. One major first team player out, and that should never derail a team anyway. If you've got one major first team player out and it derails your whole season, then there's something fundamentally wrong, right? However, let's just say, for example, now, and I know let's just look at ironics and potentials of what could happen. Thomas Partey, what happens if he gets injured? Yeah, Eddie Nketiah, let's say, God forbid, Fuad's, big dog up front gets injured. Who's going to play up front? Because then all of a sudden we got no strikers.
I agree with bringing on players. I'm not saying don't bring players in. I agree with that.
So this is the point that we're making. Like, we're literally 1, 2, maybe 3 players away from being comfortable to be able to say, okay, Martinelli, not quite 100%. Oh, no, we can bring on Mudryk, or Saka. He's played loads and loads of football. We can bring on Mudryk. Oh, Thomas Partey's not feeling it, or he's injured again. Oh, that's all right. We'll bring on Amrabat, or I don't know, say Sado from bloody Brighton, or whoever it may be. The point is, you get a little bit more strength in depth. It can be the difference between us winning a league title or finishing in the top 4, which ultimately does nothing.
It's a big if, and no disrespect to you, Brandon, and no disrespect to you, Northside, but I'm gonna have to back my brother forward here, because what I'm seeing between the two of you is, have you seen that movie Kid and Play with the guy with the high top? Because I'm gonna tell you what I'm hearing.
I see that.
I smell pussies. That's what I smell right now. That's all I'm hearing, because your team is doing the business, and you guys are you guys talk about Kane being bottle jobs, and what you guys have done on this show. Let it mark my words. 29th of December, 2022, is that you guys showed that you guys ain't got no bottle.
Thank you.
There's the guy that we should stick
Reggie. I know the thing well about.
There's a guy that doesn't rate in Kenya, but telling us to carry on with the guy that you don't rate, but we have no bottle. But it is what it is. Dej, listen, you lot got Aston Villa next game, 1st of Jan on Sunday. What's your prediction for that game?
Bro, I'm not going to lie to you. The problem with Tottenham at the moment is, as Brandon kind of alluded to, every first half has been a diabolical performance. We've almost got to go 2-0 down before we start playing football. And I think your old gaffer, Emre, has actually done a great job. I thought they were unlucky against Liverpool, to be fair. We've got Romero back, Loris back, so I'm going to stick it out there and go with a 3-1 Spurs win.
3-1. Okay, cool. Right. Fuad.
Just before we move on, can I just ask Dej? Let's just say, for example, Spurs don't get top 4 this year, because there's a very, very, well, I wouldn't say a high chance, but there's a good chance that it could happen. It could happen because you've got Chelsea in there, you've got Man United in there, you've got Newcastle, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Do you think Conte will stay, or do you think he'll go?
I think he should go. But hold on, let me tell you this. I think it's plausible that Tottenham don't finish 4th and they get Champions League football next season. So I want you to understand that as a context before I answer this question.
So in other words, Tottenham win the Champions League but don't get 4th.
If that doesn't happen, then Conte should leave, because that's some bollocks. And for me, the only way Tottenham will accept this garbage football, which goes away from our brand, it goes away from our whole ethos, is because we've been listening to people like you, Northside, Arsenal Manic, Why Not Spursy, Christopher Ward. I mean, the whole fucking chat. We've been listening to you guys tell us about the importance of a trophy, and so Spurs have gone out and said, let's just go and get that trophy. It doesn't matter. F football, we'll go and get that trophy. If it doesn't work, we got to go back to being Tottenham, which is playing football. And I would quite happily have Pochettino. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Pochettino has declared an interest to come back to the Premier League, and he's quite literally waiting in the wings. So for me, I'll be happy to see him. However, I do believe that Spurs won't finish 4th, but will be playing Champions League football next season.
Okay. Fuad, Arsenal got Newcastle next.
Brighton.
Brighton. Oh, is it Brighton? Why is it saying over here? Cool, Brighton. I got it wrong. What's your match prediction for Brighton?
I'm going to go Arsenal 2-0. I'm going to say, and I'm going to say Eddie's going to score, and I'm going to go for Martinelli again.
I got Arsenal to win 3-1, by the way, against Brighton.
Okay, calm. Brandon, same question. What do you think the prediction? What's your prediction?
I actually think it's going to be a tighter game than that. I think Brighton play a decent brand of football. With how high we press teams and stuff like that, we could suffocate them. And when they're under possession and that, but they can also hurt us from in behind as well with their pace. I think we'll just about win this 1-2-1. And I think Odegaard will get a goal and Saka as well.
That's a good
Fair
shot.
enough. Fair enough. I think a 2-1. I'm gonna go with a 2-1 win for Arsenal as well. I can't lie. Probably 2-1.
I think you'll slap them Brighton, personally. I think you'll slap them up.
Yeah, I think we're gonna keep these shoes. I think we're gonna slap them. I hope Nketiah scores a hat trick. Come on, Eddie, put my
I got Arsenal to win 3-1 against Brighton. I got Arsenal to win 4-0 against Newcastle.
All right, we'll see in it. We'll see. Listen, I don't think you're getting top 4, bro. Man United are starting to be sourcing under Ten Hag.
You know what? I know why Deji's saying that, because one thing about Newcastle is, even though they beat Leicester, they scored their first run. But when you watch the second half of the game, Leicester was getting in with the wingers. What's Martinelli going to do to them? And Saka?
Chop them up.
Chop them up. So people watching Newcastle.
I got Arsenal to win the league this season, guys.
There's going to be a slip up somewhere. Newcastle.
Brendan,
I think the only game that you guys could drop points moving forward now is against City. But I think you guys have got it in the bag.
Okay.
Ask the Manic. He's not taking a mick. He's not taking the mick. He's not taking the mick. Listen, the guy's already admitted that Arsenal's going to win the title.
Yeah.
He said,
early on. Arsenal Manic. I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't with Arsenal Manic.
He's playing with you for. No, Deji's not playing, bro. You can see the reality of football.
Listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't think Tottenham are getting top 4. I think Newcastle are very strong this year, and they're playing as a team. They're playing for the manager, and I think they're going to strengthen again in January. They got the money, and I think their recruitment as well is showing that they're actually buying a team and players that fit the system. They're not buying individuals, so I think they're doing very well. I think Ten Hag as well is. Bro, Casemiro's been a revelation, bro, and Anthony I think is a good buy. Rashford. Bro, did you see the goal he scored?
What's your top 4?
He's sorted under the Ten Hag.
What's your top 4 real quick?
My top 4, no specific order. I'd say Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle, and Man United.
Interesting. Brandon, are you in agreement with that, Brandon?
Oh, I don't know. Do you know something? I'm going to agree, but only purely and simply because, not because I think Manchester United are better than Tottenham, but just because of how unsustainable your football seems to be at the moment. Like we were saying earlier, you like 45-minute FC, and I don't think that's sustainable throughout the whole season. I think unless Conte does something with that, then yeah, I agree.
There you go. Quickly, we're going to end on this question. Question for Deji. Would you take FA Cup over top 4 this season?
Well, it's clear that Magnificent Jaffers, this is his first time on the show. I believe that the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup are Mickey Mouse Cups. So hopefully that should answer your question.
What does that say about your club that you don't even win that?
Bruv, look, I saw what you were doing earlier. You said, I don't see Tottenham winning the top 4. Like you were throwing that as a little jab. Let me just clarify to you right now. I don't give a damn if Tottenham finish 12th, provided we win the Champions League. It don't matter to me. Do you get what I'm saying? Where we finish, as long as we're in the Champions League. So let that settle in. It's not about, sometimes it's about the thing. And for me, Tottenham can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, simply winning the Champions League. So for me, it's all about gun-ho Champions League football and fuck everything else. Sorry, excuse the French. We can bleep that in our edits, but that's what it is, bro. So I don't care, bro, that we don't finish top 4 as long as we win Champions League.
Listen, that is what it is. Listen, people, we're back with the Rivals show. The Premier League is back. And listen, it's Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad for Deji, bro. You know what I mean? Tottenham, the gift that keeps on giving. You know what I'm saying? My guy, Mo Tropa. You know what I mean? But listen, Deji, love for jumping on. True Gunner, you already know, Brandon, man. Love for jumping on anytime you want to jump on. Forward as well. Love, love, love. I know you're getting a little bit carried away. Let's see if we don't do.
I'm not getting carried away, bro. I'm chilling. You know
By
what
about
15
May, you'll go missing if we don't do what we need to do.
No. This is the problem with you, bro. You're deluded in your head. Everything's in your head, bro. You live in your head. You know, Portugal's going to win the World Cup in your head. Nothing's going to happen. It's all in your head, bro.
Hey, whoa. I can get carried away when it's my country, bro. I can get carried away when it's my country.
It's all in your head.
I can get carried away. That's the only time anyone could ever say North side.
You know, Deji, you know why he does this, Deji? Do you know what he tries doing it like, Deji? He goes, I go missing because Arsenal losing. The worst thing about it is, the funny thing about it is, when Arsenal lost to Man United, I jumped on his platform with him. He's forgetting. But you know what I want to say to him now? Like, I'm laughing straight in the back with this. And Brandon, you know what I'm on about, bro. If we win the league, you know the headache's coming, boy.
He's coming out with a bloody Mikel Arteta love poster or something.
No. You guys have decided it for me.
Look, let's see. But you know, I'm rooting for Arsenal moving forward. Come on, Gunners.
I say, come on, you. Look at this Philadelphia. A liar, bro. He's such a liar. Listen, on that bombshell, we're out. Love.